Hello everybody, and thanks for clicking on the video. Today we're just going to do a real quick walkthrough of room 10738 aboard the Norwegian Escape. We've been on board the ship for probably 5 days now. As a matter of fact, I think we're getting ready to pack up and head out here in a couple days, but I wanted to show you some few things before we left here. If you walk in, you see there's a key card in there, a slot. It was already running. We kind of leave a card in there when we leave the room, but I wanted to show you what it looks like with the lights out when you first walk in the room. Any of you that's been on cruises in the past are kind of familiar with this thing. There's no power to your room unless you put that room key card in. Then all the lights and everything comes on, air conditioner and all that good stuff. Something else I wanted to touch on a bit was these buttons here on the wall, makeup room and do not disturb. It's kind of neat if you look out in the hall. I'm going to step out here real quick and let you take a look, but that way the cabin steward knows what you'd like. There's a little light that lights up out here that says do not disturb. And of course the other one, when you click it, it's going to say make up the room. Now obviously you can't do both at the same time. Also, if you notice at the bottom there's a light that says home or at home. That's the light that stays on when you have the card key in the slot. It lets the cabin steward know somebody is in the room. Right outside the bathroom door here, next to the mirror and that handsome guy, is the thermostat control. And guys, we kept ours turned all the way down as cold as we could get it, and it still wasn't real cool in that room, I got to be honest with you. And yeah, right here, watch your step. This is true. So this is a huge step. I couldn't tell you how many times I tripped over that in the middle of the night coming in to use the restroom. But I think it's to keep the water from running out, which our shower did overflow quite a bit here on this trip. I think there was just a problem with the drain. But it is a spacious shower. If you take a look in here, there's plenty of room. You even got a rope for the top there to hang your wet swimsuits and things like that on. There were plenty of shelves and storage spaces, and they did a real good job about keeping clean and fresh towels and washcloths in there while we were on this trip. I got to tell you, really, as far as cruise ships bathrooms go, I think this one was one of the more spacious and more lighted ones that we've stayed in. So let's start out into the rest of the room here, guys, and hopefully you've clicked on this video because you're staying in this room. That would be so cool. You actually get to look at your room before you get here. But if not, most of the rooms on this deck are pretty similar, just maybe opposite of this one. But the shelves in the closet is pretty spacious. You got your own safe in there. You put your own code when you come in and set it to whatever you want it to be. But there's plenty of room in there for shoes, and that's where I kept my clothes. I folded a lot of them and put them on those shelves. My wife had most of the hangers. I guess if I had anything to complain about this closet, it would be how close it is to that couch that we have there, that pull-out couch. There's not a whole lot of space to get in there to get your clothes, especially for my wife. She was saying she kind of had to kneel on that couch most of the time to get her clothes off the hangers. But if that's all I got to complain about that closet, that's not so bad, especially for tight living quarters like we have here. This room is set up to accommodate more than just two people. I have the pull-out couch here, which turns into another bed, and then underneath of that couch you also have a couple drawers for storage down there, and I'm pretty sure the other side had like pillows and blankets in it. And if you look up top there, there's actually another bed that would pull down from above, so it makes like a little bunk bed there. We never did pull the bunk bed down to check it out or to see if it was comfortable at all, but we did set it on that couch quite a bit. I gotta say, it might be a little uncomfortable if you had to sleep on that every night. It wasn't. It was pretty stiff. That mattress was not the most comfortable. Now, as we head back over here and look at the counter space and the coffee pot here, so I wanted to tell you a little bit of something about the coffee pot. I love my coffee in the morning, and I love to be out on the balcony and drink it. It does not come in the room, but if you give them a call, your cabin steward will bring that in there for you. And if you're like me, you'll like that fresh coffee every morning. Plug-ins and outlets are limited on here, so if you can, bring an approved extension cord, and hopefully with maybe some USB slots to charge your phone, and in my case, like ear pods and things like that. Now, you do have a small fridge underneath the counter here. It won't hold a bunch of stuff, but it held some drinks for us, a couple beers, some water, things like that, so we didn't have to run up to the bar every time we wanted something to drink. Now, according to Norwegian Cruise Line, this is a approximately 175 square foot interior balcony room. And I got to tell you, there was no shortage with storage here. So if you look around, I think you'll find there's plenty to take care of your needs while you're on this trip. There is a pretty spacious book rack here if you're someone who likes to read and relax on the cruise. There's a lot of room to put your own in there or read what they have. We did use the TV a little bit. There's a few movies, some things like that, but to be honest, guys, we really didn't watch a lot of TV while we were on this trip. Another thing I wanted to talk about, guys, is I don't know how many of you are like me and have to have that fan or that noise when you sleep at night. I did bring my little portable fan with me. Now, please check with this first. They don't allow all kinds of fans on here, but this was just a little travel fan. And as you can see below, there's a lot more storage, as well as up above, there's a plug-in for a USB and a way to turn your light on and off. The pillows on the bed, to me, guys, were amazing. I slept really well on this bed. It was a firm mattress, which I like, so that helped a lot with that. And also, under the bed is where we always stored our suitcases. There's so much more storage room under there, and that just kept them out of the room and keeping us from tripping over them the whole trip. Now, on this particular cruise, they did only offer turn-down service once a day, so you kind of had to choose whether you wanted to make your bed up in the evening or in the morning when you got up. So just be aware of that. You'll need to choose that when you come on board. This side of side of the bed was my wife's side. It was a little bit tighter once again, but again, you still have the storage down below, and she has the master switches for the lights on her side. She can turn off all the lights in the cabin, as well as the USB port, and then just her light controls over there as well. So that about does it for the cabin tour, but my favorite part's still yet to come, and that's the balcony. That's why we booked these rooms. I love the balcony and the view that you get right out of your own room. And once again, according to the Norwegian website, this balcony is a 32 square foot balcony. Now, it did feel smaller than some of the other ships' balconies that we were on. We cruise Carnival quite often, but it was still sufficient to sit out there and have your drink and watch the sunset or the sunrise, whichever you like. Now, if you look down this way, you'll see some of those extended balconies. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of those. I don't really want people looking down in my balcony while I'm laying out there. But and also another thing I wasn't a fan of this room was right below us is the shuffleboard court. Most of the time I like to have a balcony that looks directly down to the water. I don't know what it is, but that seemed to feel obstructive to me. I do wish these chairs had a little bit of an adjustment on them, so you can kind of lean back a bit. But I do like the awning over the top, kind of shaded us from some of that sun while we were sitting out there. The door is stuck a little bit, and you have to make sure you get it all the way latched or it makes a whistling noise if you don't get that handle turned all the way up. But to be honest, it just kind of feels like I'm nitpicking a bit there. This balcony was awesome. The cruise was awesome. I had an amazing time. And the view was absolutely beautiful off of that balcony. So anyway, guys, I think that's about going to do it for the room tour and the balcony tour. And I really appreciate you coming along with me on this one. And if you want to see the full ship tour, that should be out as well if you want to click on one of the pop-ups that are coming up here. But until next time, guys, I really appreciate you watching the video, and I hope you have an amazing time on your cruise. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Thank you again for watching.